Good morning, everyone. Once again, my name is Robert Leiterman. Thank you for allowing me the time to say a few words. I hope you bear with me. I actually had all this ready to type up last night, but due to my bad computer skills and my computer, which is full of viruses itself, I happen to lose everything, so I have to try and translate what my handwriting is, more like hieroglyphics, but I'll do my best. I want to talk to you about the stigma and the prejudice about hepatitis, but also, for whom the people, who dealt with me without their help and understanding, not only my addiction, but other health issues would never have been addressed. I hope through my experience, I can give you a little more insight into why someone such as myself may not access essential services when needed. So I'll try not to take up too much of your time. And afterwards in the panel, please feel free to ask any questions at all. Really nothing is taboo for me, so I'll try to answer to the best of my ability. Now, I'm not much different than most people. I'm from a middle-class family, one older sister, two honest, loving, hard-working parents. I was brought up in Melbourne's outer west. We weren't rich, but we never went without. I was shown love, taught good values, had a private school education, large extended family, plenty of friends. But even with that, I was a pretty troublesome, rebellious kid. The normal cigarettes, pot, alcohol, quite a few run-ins with the police. My parents really had no shortage of headaches. But eventually I did settle down. I completed an apprenticeship as a chef, later meeting the woman I came to love. We bought a house, had a son, settled into a life most would be happy with. Work, mortgage, in-laws, family, barbecues, the routine. As much as I love my family, inside I felt pretty empty, unhappy and a bit lost, in a way, sort of trapped, I suppose. I sort of thought, this is it. There was nothing more beyond this. I see that now I failed to appreciate what I really had there. Being a chef, working nights in a lot of different venues, I had access to many contacts and obviously a lot of drugs. Weed, speed, ecstasy, coke, they were plentiful, always available, and I enjoyed pretty much all of them. My troubles didn't really begin until I decided to try heroin. The funny thing about it is that in my mind, I always thought that both heroin and the people who used it were the worst. Nothing was lower, and I was better than that. I thought, I could do this, use occasionally, with full control, no fear of addiction. Now, I'll just fast forward a few years here. Surprise, surprise, I've got an addiction, a bloody big one. For well over 2 years, my other half thinks I'm working. Well, I am in a way. I've been dealing, committing heaps of different crimes, then coming home and playing the decent husband and member of society. I'll say, it was exhausting, both physically and mentally, leading this double life. Reality really hit me when I went for one of my blood donations. I was up to about my 18th, where on my paperwork, I now had to declare I was an IV drug user. So, therefore, my donating days were over. It was also then that one of the nurses suggested that I should be tested for blood-borne viruses. Awaiting my results, I was pretty fearful. Now, I've always been one to catastrophise a lot. And when they came back positive for Hep C, I thought it was the end of the world. I didn't know any facts about the virus. I thought I could no longer work in kitchens. What about being intimate with my partner? Further conceiving of children? To even putting a band-aid on my son when he grazed a knee or got a cut? A shorter lifespan even. I thought I may as well have had leprosy. So then, I thought it was high time to go see my GP. He was pretty old school, and with his wonderful bedside manner, he basically called me an idiot, told me I was an idiot for putting myself in this position, and said, exact words, I'm quoting him, while you sleep with dogs, you get fleas. So he also described the horror story that was interferon treatment. So I decided to put treatment on the back burner for a while and go back to concentrating my addiction and feeding that. Now, I've been using NSPs for quite a while, but probably wasn't until the 5th year of my addiction I began to see a doctor again. I avoided doctors, dentists, and other health professionals for quite a long time. From the blame being put on me, to a refusal of a handshake, or even being offered a different pen to sign paperwork. I noticed that after disclosing my drug use and Hep C status, even health workers would treat me different. I also feared that any medical concerns I had would be seen as drug-seeking behaviour, just another junkie looking for pills. I've been an addict for 20 years, but never sought help with pharmacotherapy or Hep C treatment until the last 4. Truth is, I came to dislike all doctors. Now, loss of family, trust, work, financial ruin, and 4 jail sentences later, most of this could have been avoided if I sought help earlier. During the later years of my addiction, I experienced homelessness, and my local NSP, which offered many services than just clean needles, was pretty much my only respite from the street and my life, which was continuing to spiral further downwards. The doctor and the staff at the NSP who dealt with me did so in a way which I had not experienced before. They were non-judgmental and understanding, and the empathy they showed was unlike anything I'd previously encountered. I'd been attending primary and non-primary NSPs, not just for clean equipment, but everything from a shower, coffee, material aid, sometimes for advice, and even a friendly ear just to talk to. This gave staff also the advantage of getting to know me better, therefore understanding and being able to cater to my needs easier. From them helping a client to find a dosing pharmacy, or even supplying a photo for that, to even helping pay for the first week of dosing, could mean the difference between a person starting pharmacotherapy immediately or continuing using and running the risk of further offending, infection, or even overdose. I did clear the virus, but due to a bit of stupidity and relapse, I reinfected. So now I'm currently undergoing treatment for a second time, but difference being, thanks to the doctor and staff at both my NSP and the drug treatment order, which I was placed on through the Melbourne Magistrate Court, it's become and made it less of a challenge. So not only am I confident I'm going to clear the virus, but for 1 year now, I've been drug-free, which is probably the longest period of abstinence I ever had in over 20 years. Even during my jail time, as mentioned earlier, there was plenty of use there. So even in jail, my longest period was probably 13 months for one sentence. I may have used on about 6 occasions. And in that particular jail, what they call the unit fit, the public syringe, was probably about that big. The old war horse was worn down to a nub, was sharpened on matchbooks, mirror, everything. And it used to cost $4 to $5 canteen spend to rent that. And the best way to compare it when using that would be trying to pop a balloon with a sausage. That's how blunt she was, and I couldn't imagine how many people had used it. So I suppose in finishing up, the thing I'd really like to say is that I can't stress enough the importance of having a pharmacotherapy nurse and prescribing doctor at the NSP. For I know through my own experience, and that of others, that many medical needs will not be met if not for the convenience structure, but most of all for the people who go above and beyond to help their clients. Also, the funny thing is, I expected to see a few familiar faces here, and 4 of which, the 4 lovely ladies who are sitting to my right, I've had many dealings with over numerous years, and they've helped me time and time again through many challenges. So once again, thank you all very much for your time, and